Hello guys! Welcome to another Reddit Stories video. Today we're going to read another horror Reddit story. This story is really interesting and it will force you to think. So if you guys like the video, comment down that you like it so that I get motivation to make the videos. And this story is really horror, plus super interesting. And before we get into this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. The channel goal is to get 100 subscribers before the end of another month, and I am sure that we can do it, so please subscribe to the channel. Anyways, without wasting time, let's get into the horror story. Not a dream, not a nightmare. 20 years ago, I was 9 years old the night everything changed. It was a school camping trip in the woods near Grayfall Woods. The entire class, kids with parents, set up tents in a clearing. The last thing I remember is falling asleep to my mom's voice telling me tomorrow would be fun. The next morning, every single child was gone, including me. No trace of departure, no prints, no nothing. It's like the wind snatched everyone and all the parents were left to mourn and panic. Articles dating all the way back tell their search for everyone, but I was the only child they found. I was seen hanging upside down from a tree half a mile away, covered in bruises and strange cuts. I cannot remember how. I didn't even remember anything from the camp apart from my mom's voice. But other than me, nothing else was discovered after years of thorough searching. Not even a shoe or anything from the other 29 children. That was 2 decades ago. Ever since that incident, something in me changed. It was about my dreams, or should I say my dream, as in singular. No matter how long I sleep, or even just take a nap, this dream is the only one that ever comes. This very same dream for 2 decades. The sky is blue and it's almost night. I found myself deep in the woods where the trees are long, dead, and dense everywhere. Everywhere except in front of me. A pathway of dirt, dead leaves and mud. Straight, long, and almost endless. Almost. At the very far end where my eyes can see is a woman, I think. The pathway is so far and her figure is barely visible from where I stood. Her face is unrecognizable apart from the clear glow in her eyes, but other features are hidden from the lack of light. It's hard to see, but I can make up a horn of some sort, like 2 branches from her head. She's wearing a long, faded white dress and has very long hair. Both were being blown even though there is no wind. I cannot look nor turn back. All I can do is stare at the end of the path and take a step forward. I will walk, sometimes run, but always get nowhere. It's almost as if every time I advance, her figure takes a step away too, keeping the same impossible distance. This exact same dream played in my head for 2 decades. Sometimes I will chase after her. Sometimes I will just stare. But every time it ends when the night falls enough for her figure to vanish. The complete descent of the sun. It was terrifying at first, but it became my norm. I had asked psychologists, therapists, spiritists, and many more about its meaning. I tried odd methodologies, charms, and rituals. All amounted to nothing and explained nothing. This dream remained the same as my years flew by. I ended up living with it for years and expected myself to die with it too. Or so I thought. Not until this night. My 29th birthday was just celebrated. Nothing special, just a small gathering with a small group of coworkers. I headed home with a headache, eager to sleep and rest my tired body. I laid my head and went to sleep. I don't know what I did nor why now, but the dream, it's suddenly different. It is the same place and dead trees, but it's way darker. The sun has already completed its descent. I sat by the dirt and started looking around. There she was. She's facing away, just standing still. Close enough to hear me if I speak. I'm frozen in shock and cannot take my eyes off of her. It's like decades of the same dream, stepping closer and closer, had led to this. I slowly stood and picked myself up, not taking my eyes from her, anticipating her movements. Every dead leaf that crunches as I stood feels like a risk. But there was no reaction from her, just stillness. Finally, standing on my 2 feet, I did the only thing that I could, just like before. I took a step forward, a very slow and small step. I felt the air thicken because this time she didn't move farther. My step took me closer. I took another small step. Her faded dress is more visible. It's dirty and pure white. No more blowing wind. Everything is still and quiet. Too quiet. The only ones making noise are my breathing and heartbeat. I took another step. She didn't react, but I slowly saw that she was looking at something. What is that? It's like a bed? I took one final step. Finally, I see the scene. Her long and bony hand is holding a book. And in front of her, it's me, sleeping in my bed. She stepped forward and then leaned to grab my sleeping arms. She placed the book in my body and wrapped it in my hands. What is this? Who are you? I asked, breathing heavily, scared, but my mouth acted before my mind. She stood straight and I recoiled and took a couple steps back. She started twitching, violently twitching. It's a sight that disturbed me to the core. Her twitching got more violent. She started expanding with her limbs, revealing that her white dress had been hiding a body that was folded up like a broken spider. Her long and bony arms stretched side to side, an impossible length. She stood taller and taller, revealing her tree-like figure. My body trembled and I ran. I ran and did not look back. I ran as if my life depended on it. I ran until I fell to the ground. It hurts, knees to the dirt. When I looked in her direction, it was too late. She was already moving, her pelvis thrust backward in an impossible arch, her limbs splayed, crawling on all fours like a broken animal. For the first time, her face turned toward me fully under the dying light. A deer's skull, half rotted, patches of matted fur and decaying flesh clinging to the bone, empty sockets glowing with that same cold light I'd seen from afar for 20 years. Antlers, twisted branches jutted from the crown, cracking as she lurched forward. It happened in under a second, the last thing I remember, and then I woke up. A very sudden and forceful awakening, as if I fell or died in the dream. Panting in my bed, catching my breath, drenched in sweat and exhausted. My foot hurts so bad. I lift my comforter, revealing blood coming out of my leg, and more importantly, beside me is the book, exactly as in my dream. My door and windows are wide open, exposing me to the cold night breeze and trees outside. A trail of dirt and mud is on the floor leading up to the door. With a bleeding leg, I force myself up and close everything. Was I attacked? Was everything in my dream real? I'm writing this in case any of you can help. I'm sitting in my bathroom with my leg patched, looking at the book. The first 29 pages each show different photos, real images of what seemed like random nature, but every one of them had these red circles highlighting a part like a treasure map, mostly a shrub or dirt. The last 10 pages are different, and what disturbs me the most, it's another collection of images, selected photos of me sleeping since I was 9, taken from underneath my bed. So yeah, if any of you know what this thing is or what that book means, let me know in the comments. Because right now, I genuinely don't know if this ends here or if this was just page 29. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. We post disturbing, creepy, and unsettling stories just like this. And remember, sometimes nightmares don't chase you. They wait. I'll see you in the next one.